The three key areas are logistical support, training, and intelligence cooperation is very important to follow up after the defeat of Daesh militarily. You know, this is a very dangerous terrorist organization. We have to make sure they will not succeed in their terror campaign. I'm sure they are resorting now to terrorist attacks everywhere in the world. We should make sure that they are not successful. We need to exchange intelligence information about their activities. We have a fear that some of their terrorist fighters, they have moved to other countries and try to prepare to have a campaign from different locations in the region. And we are very ready, and we are really very steadfast in following them up together with our friends in the region, and that is one of the purpose of my regional tour in the region, because we know they are spreading, they are going to cause a problem somewhere else. It's not in our interest, it's not in the interest of other countries in the region for terrorists to regroup again. We have experienced we have seen them here in Iraq. We have seen their atrocities. We have seen their capabilities, the damage they can do on the population, on the infrastructure, and we don't want a repeat of this somewhere else. Because at the end of the day, the security of the region is one. The unfortunate thing is some countries thought they can separate their security from others, and the terrorists will play somewhere else, far from them. Now, what happened has proved this is a very vicious and very sophisticated and dangerous organization who has not only threatened the security of the region or Iraq, they are threatening the whole security of the world. So this is, I think, a task we should work together with our friends in the US and others to complete, to finish off this terror. We are moving, I would say, carefully, but steadfast. That is our position at the moment. That's our plan. We should solidify our position. We should deliver at the end of the day. We should show people the benefit of this cooperation by creating jobs, by creating better investment, development, to push the economy forward, to reduce the slowdown in the economy because lower oil prices. I have to find other means of financing the country. Iraq cannot rely. Unfortunate thing, the Iraq in the last 50 years has been relying on oil as the main source, which constitutes something like 90% of our income. This is wrong. The oil is not going to stay there forever. So we have to build a parallel economy which rely on something else. The only way we can build it by cooperating with other countries. And we are open for this. I mean, my discussion in Egypt, in Jordan, is along the same line. We can build this pipeline of gas. We can have a common grid for electricity. We have to build a strong relationship with our nations rather than with just governments. If it is just governments, the unfortunate thing is leaders disagree sometimes for personal reasons. And this can sabotage the whole relationship. But if it is strengthened by having a level of cooperation which touches the interests of the people in both countries, like business people, other people, then it will be very difficult to sabotage the relationship by just one leader or just one misunderstanding. Elections were held in 2005, 2006, under much more severe conditions than this. I mean, many parts of the country were controlled by terrorists at the time, although the US Army was here. But still, I mean, elections were held. So we want to hold the election on time, according to the Constitution timing. And even in 2014, elections were held while many parts of the country was not under the control of the Iraqi government. Fallujah was lost, Ramadi was lost, a huge part of Al-Anbar were lost, part of Mosul were not under control, disputed area was not under the control of the Iraqi government, federal government, but elections being held in 2014. So I think now we are in a much better place than before. I mean, disputed areas are under control of the Iraqi federal state, Ramadi and Fallujah under the control of Iraqi. Now, probably in the next, before the end of this year, we'll have all the country under the control of Iraqi government, and elections can be held. We are now placing a very dedicated program for displaced people to go back to their homes. Like in Lambar, I think we have almost 0 people who are outside the thing. We only have 4,100 people in the camps for Lambar. And mostly, this is not because they are prevented from going home. The system of the election, as I understand it, is ready there, most of it. People have registered and will open the door again for new registration, especially with the returnee. And I'm very much encouraged the election commission, which has been voted in Parliament yesterday. I hope they will be truly independent, truly independent. I'm going to encourage them, regardless of how they've been elected, how they've been chosen. They must act like individuals and like a group, independent group, to protect the elections from being derailed and to have a democratic thing. We have introduced, I think, despite our financial problems, I have dedicated the spending for the election commission till now to have an electronic system which will remove most of the dispute which happened in the past. We want a very clear election. Results must be very quick through electronic means, and to reduce any corruption or any fiddle with the votes. We have decided that we'll accept we are different. Others, they want to paint their society as one. We say, no, we are not one. We are different. But let us make use of these differences among us. We are different. Well, this can produce a lot of good things if you are different. If you have different culture than me, I can learn from you, you can learn from me. If you have different language than me, we can learn from each other. I think this is a positive move. That's why we're very eager to keep and protect our diversity. This is essential. We want to undo whatever the terrorists have done. They want to wage a differences and a fight between our communities, between like Christians and Muslims, between Shia and Sunni, between Yazidis and non-Yazidis, between Kurds and Arabs. We have victory over the terrorists, but the actual victory is to remove whatever, to undo whatever they have done by working together, by being homogeneous, even if we are different. I'm very proud that Iraqi society is diversified by different people. This is our power, this is our heritage. This is what we are. We should protect it and keep it. And I hope others in the region will see this. It is not a shame for their country if you are different. It's a shame if you try to oppress the other side who are in a minority to behave like the majority. That's not right.